Well, guys, this is going to be the first video as I take over the interview with a lockpicker. I just wanted to start it off by saying this is near and dear to my heart, and taking over this is a quite an honor. And I want to start it off by saying thank you to the Lockpicker 1969 for starting this series, and I hope I can do him justice and all of you justice, and bring you good content, and I hope I do you all proud, and the Lockpicker 1969 proud. We'll start this series off with episode 120. I've done a couple interviews this week already, but 120 I thought we would kick off with a bang and do Lock Noob. Thank you, Lock Noob, for talking with me. We had a great talk, and the one thing I'm going to change a little bit about the series, well, there's two. Starting off, as you all know, I'm a horrible editor, horrible at the technical end aspect of this whole content creation video. The Lockpicker 1969 always did it without video. I don't know yet how to. I'm just going to be honest. I stressed myself out so bad this week trying to stay true to that. I can't separate the audio from the video and do that yet. I will. I'll get there. But I wanted to make sure we got some content out, and hopefully get some more people watching this interview series. I guess without beating a dead horse and yammering on, which I can do. Here's interview with a lockpicker with episode 120 with Lock Noob. And the second thing I'm going to change about the show is we're going to have interview with a lockpicker into the shadows, and that's just an after show where lockpickers I interview, we just talk about life, talk about picking, talk about whatever, and it's just an extra bonus feature. And everyone I've done so far it's been hours of just talking, and I feel that's just as important as the original interview. So enjoy, and thank you, and I hope you guys watch and enjoy.
Welcome to Interview with a Lockpicker, brought to you by Broke Picks. Prepare for a deep dive into the world of locks.
Great. So today we got here a very special guest, and if you don't know him, your head's in the sand. It's Mr. Lock Noob. Say hi.
Hello. It's an absolute pleasure.
Well, thank you. It's an honor to have you here on our show and to share. Um, I guess we can start right off with what introduced you to the community? How did you get into the community? And
Well, this is a strange one because when I first started to get into lockpicking, it was purely because I'd watched a really terrible, like seer type video on YouTube. Some guys selling some like really like bad course on escaping and evading, and one of the demos they did was how to pick a lock, and of course they were using this clear plastic padlock, the practice padlocks,
yeah,
and I might have had a couple of gins one night, and I was on Amazon, not a sponsor, and I thought, you know what? They've got this like lockpick set. It was like the same picks you get inside the James Bond credit card pick set. You know the one?
yeah, yeah,
The really cheap, super thick, horrible picks, and a
yeah.
clear plastic padlock. And of course, I picked that padlock, and I felt like I was a real lockpicker. So and I was so excited, I instantly went out to my a local 24-hour supermarket, and I bought the worst, cheapest like padlock that they sold, because they all sell terrible. They didn't even sell master lock. They just sold terrible thing. And I picked up this. I think it's like what anybody in the UK will know, like a Rolson padlock for like £5. And eventually, I managed to sort of pick that as well. And then I started going online, and I didn't. It was back in the day when forums were more of a thing.
Yeah.
And I found the UK Locksport forum, and it's still going.
Oh,
yeah. And it was. I had no idea that there was a community. I just thought there's a couple of people on YouTube who might have picked a lock, and of course, I'd stumbled onto some other people like Bosnian Bill and a few others who hopefully I'll get to talk about a bit later. But in terms of bringing me into the community, it was the UK Locksport forum and the people on there. So at the time, I think the moderators were people like Mr. Anybody. I think maybe I can't remember who else was the moderator at the time. People like Pickbeard and Baldy Locks were certainly around at the time. I'm still in contact with them. Wonderful people. And and that was my real first introduction to the community was the UK Locksport forum. And sadly, I think that Discord has sort of more taken over the old forum style formats. But I think there's something to be said for that. The ability to sort of create pages on forums and retain the history of conversations that the constant scrolling of things like Discord doesn't have so much of. But it was UK Locksport forum that really pulled me into the community. And then as I got more into doing YouTube, of course, I found even more people in the world who were doing lockpicking, and it sort of went from there.
Yeah, it's funny. When I got into it, I found UK lockpickers, and I hung out with all you guys instead of anybody over here, because I didn't know there was anybody over here for longer than I'd like to admit.
Well, do you know what I do? Actually, I think I did actually have a UK Lockpickers account, but I guess I was just because I guess time-wise, I probably spent more of my time in UK Locksport, but UK Lockpickers had a good overlap between the two communities, so that was cool.
Yeah. So, is there anything you'd like the audience to know about yourself that wouldn't usually come up in your videos or something like that?
About myself, I would say you might not know. I think I've mentioned it in some videos, but lockpicking isn't my main hobby.
Really?
Cooking. Yeah, cooking's my main hobby. Cooking is the thing which gives me the most pleasure out of all the hobbies that I have ever done. Cooking is what I enjoy the most. I made a blueberry cheesecake yesterday, for example. It was delicious, and we're still eating it today. I just really, really enjoy cooking. I did have like a side channel for a while, which was rather cheekily named Side Noob,
Yeah.
and that was a lockdown project which I haven't touched now for about a year, I'd say. It's a shame because I really enjoyed doing it, but it's a time thing. I had a lot more time when I couldn't go outside. And I used to do like food tasting and stuff on there, and make and do some other videos. But yeah, it's cooking. And that's also I am a scientist. That's not my career, but I spent many years in university doing science and did some postgrad research, and yeah, but I'm not a scientist anymore. So there you go. Those are two things about me which some people know but might not have known. That my main hobby isn't lockpicking,
Wow.
and I'm a scientist. Yeah.
That's so crazy because that's one of the main things I love about this whole hobby is meeting people and the absolutely interesting um, backstories and things they're into. And I think to be a lockpicker, you have to have a certain mindset, and it just pushes you in directions that are just absolutely fascinating. Like you in science, I know there's quite a few people that are either chefs, all kinds of stuff. It's absolutely fascinating to me. When you
Well,
start,
so,
oh, go ahead.
I was no, I was going to say, I reckon about 80% of the lockpickers I meet all work in IT in some respect, and
That too.
that actually includes myself. These days, I work in IT now, but
Oh yeah.
so many of us do. So many of us do.
Oh, man, I wish I did, but I'm at the age that I kind of missed the boat on the computers when I did computer class in school. You know, it was on a green screen, and you had to push a forward slash command. You know, and I was like, this is boring. And then,
Hey, I don't want to give my age away too much, but my the first PC, well, we had in school a BBC Micro, and at home the Amstrad PCW 8256, I think it was. That was a green screen with the hard case floppies.
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're somewhere around the same, and it didn't click for me. I struggle with it quite a bit, but I'm learning, and I'm getting into uh a little bit of the hacking stuff and like that, the flipper zeros and stuff. I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
I find that stuff fascinating now. But when you started your channel, what was the original reason you started your channel, and what would?
Well, I was talking to my best friend who lives in Australia now, and also my nephew, and I was like saying how, hey, I picked the lock and it's really cool, and they're like, yeah, well, show us, kind of thing. So
Yeah,
uh, I've been watching by that point a lot of Bosnian Bill, loads.
me too.
So I think my first video was a review of my brand new pick set, because I'd gone from this, like the James Bond credit card pick set,
Yeah,
terrible, like finger picks, to one of the Gozo pick sets. You know, the
yep,
ones with the grey handles, and
yep.
they're metal as thick as your arm. But I don't know. I got a soft spot for that kit. The 24-piece Gozo set.
You know,
And
I
then
do too.
I graduated to the Southord C2010 set, which I still have, and it's in great nick. And man, those profiles were like a revelation. The slim shanks and the like the range of picks in that set. And I think I was like really proud of that, like my first real pick set. So I did like a review video.
Yeah,
So it's really me trying to show my my friends at the time what I was doing. My friend and my nephew particularly. And I think as I was in the UK Locksport forum, I guess because you could post your videos there and people would watch it and comment and things like that. So it was picking up, a few tens of views now and again. And that was, that was it for me. I think I, got a few tens of subscribers, and I was totally happy with that, because it's just me sort of, let's be honest, basically trying to copy what Bosnian Bill does, but 1,000 times worse. um, yeah, and that's really where why I started the YouTube channel. It was just sort of to, I guess, like a blog of what I was doing, I guess would be a good way of putting it. But yeah, I think it just sort of went from there. I think, once you have more people watching and commenting, then you start to tailor what you think people want to see.
Mhm.
And yeah, I guess I've been doing that a little bit ever since.
Yeah, I kind of get that. I went down kind of the same rabbit hole. I was like, I want to do videos like those guys. I had some other issues. It took me quite a few years to get up the courage to talk on camera and stuff, and
Mhm.
because I after I had an accident and I stutter a little bit now, and you'll catch me doing it every once in a while. And but I got over it, and man, Bosnian Bill was a staple. I still go back and watch his videos and stuff, and yeah, it was
Oh,
amazing.
absolutely. Yeah.
He,
Oh, but just in case you hear me making noises, I've got a nice British cup of tea here, which I'm drinking. So if you hear me like making swallowing or drinking noises in the background, it's not anything more than a cup of tea.
oh, no problem. What do you see in the future of your channel?
Um, that is a very hard question. The truth is, I think that I've been on YouTube now for about 10 years, and I don't really do anything uh, particularly spectacular or different. So I'm not really like a mainstream channel. I haven't made that crossover to entertainment. I'm more still, I think, within the hobby,
Yeah,
and like all hobbies, they ebb and flow. And I think that I do think that lock sport, in general, especially YouTube lock sport, is sort of in a decline. You know, so I don't see my channel picking up particularly. I'm not in it to change what the style. I'm not going to start like breaking locks or showing me picking locks in use, or it's
yeah,
it's not my style. It's not what I want to do. And I think that the reason I keep doing sort of the same thing is because it's still sort of a blog of my hobby and my design work, and the work I do with various manufacturers, and it's really just me sharing my hobby. So I think the future of my channel is going to be pretty consistent. I mean, I do now and again get amazing opportunities. Works by design, that unpickable lock, that was just really like one of those completely out of the blue one-off opportunities, which
yeah.
I was very grateful for him for reaching out. And what a great opportunity for me and my channel. It boosted me a few tens of thousand subscribers
Yeah.
basically overnight, and got me my 500,000 subscribers, which coincided within about a week of my 10-year channel anniversary as well,
That's so
which is
amazing,
I
and
think the third.
congratulations on that. That's I was going to bring that
Oh,
up.
oh,
That's so amazing.
well, it is, but it's really down to the people that watch and follow and interact and subscribe. It's not me. I just keep plodding along doing what I do. It's the community that really have afforded me that opportunity. So I'm eternally grateful. But yeah, in terms of what I hope to continue doing, I actually might start to um, you know wind down a little bit, because I think I've achieved so much on my channel that I never, even in my wildest dreams, ever would have considered. From somebody who just picked up a clear plastic padlock to working with, I think, 4 or 5 manufacturers on like 22 different designs, and all the subscribers have picked up and all these other things. It blows my mind that where this sort of hobby has taken me. And yeah, um I mean, who knows? Who knows where the channel will go? You know, I might have somebody else might have another great opportunity or a collab that comes out of the blue in a year's time. You don't know, do you? Just got to keep hanging in there and doing what you love and sharing that journey with other people and seeing what comes up. But no, I've got no immediate plans to make any big changes or anything. But if anybody does want to do a collab, or do more interviews or anything, really, I'm totally up for it. It's nice to do things with people, you know.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I think that's what the community really is about, is doing it together and working together to solve a problem. You know, I'll sit up on lives all night long and we'll just pick locks and give advice and, you know, things like that. I think it's mostly about a connection. I think this world has come to a place where we're not as connected anymore, and when you find something that connects you, it just really helps, is what I think about it. But
I agree, and I've met some genuinely wonderful people, generous in, you know, in every possible way, with their time, their knowledge, with their locks sometimes. I've you know, made some true lifelong friends in the hobby, and I've been really, really lucky to be able to have gone to places like Germany and the Netherlands and the US to, you know, meet up with lockpickers as well. So yeah, it's just been a really, really wonderful um, time, and I've met, like I said, met some just amazing people that I've had some of the best times and so many laughs with. You know, it's
yeah,
been really quite a blessing meeting these people.
yeah, I can say the same. The people in this community, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them, and that's not there's no lie in that. And you know, we were talking a little bit about Bosnia and Bill and all them right there, and you know, back when I was extremely late to the YouTube party, I think I started really getting into the YouTube when you came out. Because honest, and I'm not even kidding here, I honest to God remember running across your video when you were first coming out with your Southward set and stuff, and I followed you the whole time. And
That's awesome.
I think we had talked over one of your videos here and there in the comments a couple times years back, and I just you have taught me and take my picking to such an amazing level. It's I really truly do enjoy your stuff, and thank you for all you've done. It's really been a pleasure to watch you. Um, do you have any thank yous you'd like to give to other lock pickers, lock sporters out there?
So yes, I do, but I want to caveat this with, I have so many people that I owe a huge debt of gratitude to, that by trying to attempt to thank everybody, I'm bound to miss some really important and critical people out. So I want everybody to know that if I have missed you out and we've had any interaction, even just one comment and reply, you have meant the world to me, and you brought me endless amounts of pleasure and pride and enjoyment over the years. So all I can say is, you know, if I say thank you to a few people and I miss out a few of you, and you feel like you know, you should have had a call out, then yes, you should have had a call out. That's on me, and I apologize. So that, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to get out of it and not therefore thank anybody. To say I just want to thank the whole community. No, I'm going to try to make a concerted effort to call out some very key people, notwithstanding that I might miss a few people out, as I said. So yeah, so first of all, I really have to thank a load of the people at the UK Lot Sport Forum, because they really sort of pulled me into the community, and the knowledge that they were sharing about how to pick locks and what's inside locks and what parts of a lock were called, and like they first introduced me to making custom lock picks, and um, um, what somebody recently on a Discord referred to as danger lathing, lock pins using like a rotary multi-tool with a piece of brass rod in it. And so the UK Lock Sport Forum was outstanding. There's people like Tiffany, Yukov, who is still one of my best friends, MHM, Michael Maynard, Baldylocks, I can never say his name. He knows who he is. Silkowski, Pickbeard, Leon's Lockpad, who still messages me now and again, Gaz R, Mr. Anybody, who else? Papa Smurf, Pete Restall, who sort of left doing YouTube, but he was a really good mate of mine in the early days.
Yeah.
Ratlock, Matt's Lockpick, and so many more from that era. And I've probably forgotten like at least 50 people out there. There's so many amazing posts on that forum. So many people who came and went, and they were amazing. And then I remember, like, when I'm thinking about the channels. So I've watched probably everybody's YouTube videos over the time, and if I went through every single lockpickers videos who I ever watched, there would be here for like 10 hours. But the people who I started watching back in the day were obviously Bosnian Bill, and Wadicy 2, who was again part of the UK Lock Sport Forum.
Yeah.
So was Tensile Spider was one back in the day. A couple of channels which I think one of them still posts now and again, but were bigger influences on me than I think anybody realizes. And these two are massive to me, which is Potty 314 or Potty Pie, a German channel. Like his way of approaching things and his demeanor and his personality was second to none. I loved his stuff. And also Red Cat Imaging, Foxy from Red Cat Imaging, with his early days 3D printing work, and again, just the nicest guy. Then, of course, watching people like Artichoke 2000. I mean, come on, that guy, what a talent. And of course, my good friend Talan Pick, a Spanish picker who I always say, if you don't know who he is and you don't watch his channel, you must, because he's 100 times more talented than I'll ever be. And of course, I do have to call out Lockpicking Lawyer. Especially his earlier videos where he was picking some really crazy locks. I can't deny what an influence that people like Lockpicking Lawyer had on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Can I go on?
Yeah.
I'm going to go on. And then you got people who may not know how they've influenced me, but sort of have, whether it's just their own content, their own creations, books they've written. We're talking about people like Lockpick Nick, who is absolutely smashing it on Instagram. Ratioki, of course, for his lockpicks. Jimmy Long's Deviant Olem. Moki from Germany, who I've met and is like the nicest guy.
I love their picks.
Jan Hunter, Dark Arts Lockpicking, Dalp, another great creator from, I think, Australia. Monkey Lockpicks from Italy. Revs Tattoo, who is I think doing like leather arts now, leather work now. Kilimaru, and of course the amazing videos from Skylar Town. And I had it was completely unexpected. I met Skylar in Carson City last year at an event, and wow, we talked for ages, and we had what a nice guy. I could spend hours in his company, and I'm going to keep going. Then I've got a category here: locksmiths, people like Gav or GXAXB, I think is his handle. Locks in the City, GJ Locks, who also makes loads of amazing tools up in Wales. Active Lock Centre. Over the years, sometimes there's a question I need to ask a locksmith. or and they've been so awesome and generous with their time and knowledge as well. And then great. There's been so many just amazing community members like Matt Smith, Huxley Pig, who the original creator of the Silver Bullet Dissertainer pick, Lockpicking Dev, Lockpicking's Gal, Royce Sams, Chris Capoon, Jason or Soul Gravity, Yabende, if I pronounce that right, Iggy Mac, Legal Lockpicker, Helpful Lockpicker, Raton, Rubber Band, by the way, Rubber Band, one of my absolute favorite people to have a drink with. Rarely see him because he's stateside, but if he's ever in like LockCon in the Netherlands, he's the best company. Nigel Tolley, Terry Ip, Topi Decoder, Clef Matine, I think, Mr. Kokolitos, another fantastic creator and designer as well. Lockpicking Lebowski, Albert Labelle, Tony Vitelli, Night Owl, D-Mac, Georgia Jim, Daz Evers. I miss Daz Evers so much. He just disappeared off YouTube, but he was a UK-based picker, and really miss him. I really hope he comes back one day because, again, what a skilled picker.
Yeah,
and a super member of the community. And of course, I want to shout out to, because I've had some of the best times meeting the community and meeting people from all over the world at LockCon in the Netherlands. It's not been on for the last 2 years, and I really miss it. But you've got such a nice group of people in Tool, Netherlands, including, and I'm going to miss loads of people out probably, Jan Willem, Walter Belgers, what an amazing picker as well. Greenish, who is on Discord. You may know Greenish, one of the most talented lock pickers out there. Siotos, might have pronounced that wrong. Mandy, Muse, Edok Dab, Yos, My Fair Lady, and so many other people in Tool Netherlands who made some of my best memories. And of course, lastly, everybody on the Lock Pickers United Discord. Now that is a catch-all because there's so many people.
Yeah,
I couldn't even begin, but there are so many just fantastic people on there, and they know who they are. If they've ever spoken to me or I replied to a comment or give me an thank you. There you go. I think I covered off.
That was great. I loved every second of that because you reminded me of people I haven't thought about in a while, like Dev, and there's so many good pickers and YouTubers out there that I think a lot of people, maybe since they've, like you said, there's an ebb and flow to the community. Some of the newer ones don't know people like Wiz Wazzle or Fish Picks.
Fish Picks had the best videos. His editing was superb.
It was. He has. I miss that guy. I used to talk to him all the time. I hope he's doing well.
He also learned knife throwing for a YouTube series before he started lock picking.
Oh yeah,
did you know that?
No, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, he did a whole kind of learning knife throwing and competing in knife throwing kind of thing back in the day. Yeah, but I haven't spoken to him for a long time. We're going to do a collaboration on a video, and I think COVID, that time with the lockdown, it took out a lot of people.
Yeah.
From the community. I think that it certainly, I think that kind of thing can really have a big impact on people's priorities.
Yep.
Especially, so I saw a lot of people like Helpful Lockpicker, Legal Lockpicker, Daz Evers, and other people leave around that time. So, and of course, Bosnian Bill, right?
Yep. That was the time. I don't know Bill personally, but I was in around the same circle of people, and I miss him dearly, and I hope he's doing well too. And
I really do. Honestly, I really hope that one day somehow I get to just meet the guy to shake his hand. Because if I ever could do that, because I've met so many people, so many greats in the lockpicking community, in person or chatted to them on the phone, or like pretty much everybody you can think of, all the big names, and Bosley and Bill I've spoken to, but I've never met in person. So we did a video, sort of like it was Circle City interview with Deviant Olam. He was like being the compare, and it was Bosley and Bill and Lockpicking Lawyer and myself on like doing a 3-way sort of interview. And we did a pre-recording, and I got to speak to Bill a little bit then. But I'd really like to meet him. Shake his hand, say thank you in person.
Yeah.
But then I mentioned all those people really because I don't want anybody to think that I don't know that there is a community, and that my channel is built off their time, generosity, and knowledge. Whether it's things I've read, videos I've watched, books I've read.
Oh, 1 second.
Tools that I broke, being given. I'm not. Yeah. I just want to make sure that people know that I know that any success that I may or may not have has been built entirely off other people's time, generosity, and knowledge. I think so. It's very important to me to say thank you to everyone.
Yeah, and I think I can speak for anybody else who watches this. We owe you a debt of gratitude, and thank you, for all you've done for the community and everything. I watch you religiously. You've taught me so much. When I feel like you've stepped into that that gaping hole that Bosnian Bill left, and Fish Picks, and Wiz Wazzle, and all those guys. You stepped up and filled that hole, and I thank you for it. Would you have any advice for?
Well, I was going to say that. I was going to say that's super kind. If I could be even half as good as any of those guys, I'd be a happy person.
Oh, you're there, man. You are. Everybody's got their own different way of going about things, but you're the man now, and we thank you for it. Do you have any advice for like maybe new pickers coming in? People out there that are struggling with their picking or anything like that. What advice would you give to people coming in? Or,
well, I would say be patient and realize that all like YouTube videos are they're real. The things I do are real. I'm actually picking the locks, but unless it's an out of the box pick, I've picked that lock before, right? I want to make sure that I can pick it before I do a video, because imagine like an entire channel where I basically spend an hour not picking a lock. Nobody's going to watch that.
Yep.
There's going to be some people who say, no, I want to see that kind of thing. But you're talking about like 1 or 2 people in a community who would actually watch that. But the other like tens of thousands of people who might watch that video have no interest in that kind of content, and that's fair, I think. So I would say, just bear any new pickers. Be patient. It's a learned skill. It's not easy. People make it look easy, and of course, if somebody's been picking a lock for 10 years, if you ever meet them, they'll just go, oh, click, click, click. It's easy. But they forget what it was like when they were like learning. It's a bit like learning to drive. Now it's second nature, right? You don't even think about what you're doing. But when you first learn to drive, you're terrified. You've got this big car, you don't know what you're doing with it. And I think lockpicking is like one of those things. Don't judge yourself by what you see other people doing. Just be patient, take your time, and enjoy it. The important thing is to enjoy the experience, enjoy the learning, not to become good fast. And of course, join a community, Discord or forum or Facebook, and when you can, meet up with other lockpickers in person if you can.
Yep.
Because I think that the community in general is amazing, but also I think people forget that they have to contribute to the community to become trusted. You can't just come in and go, "Hey guys, can somebody lend me a lock? Oh, I don't have any money. Can somebody send me a lockpick set?" You know, there are people in the community who probably would send you locks and a lockpick set, but only once they get to know you and trust you, and that can take sometimes months, sometimes years.
Yeah,
And I think that you know, I think you've got to give to a community before you start taking from it.
I do too.
Um, so,
And I
and to
totally
be honest
agree
with you,
with that.
I've probably taken from the community way more than I've given back, because people obviously have sent me stuff over the years because they enjoy my channel, and of course, you know, as one person, you can't give out in the same way that you can bring in, and it's you feel pretty well. I feel pretty bad about it, but it's
Me too.
sort of, I guess, the way things are. But you know,
And I totally agree with that statement for the newer people, because as dumb as it sounds, I'm a grown man. I should have picked up on it. I was like, when I really dug down deep into the YouTube experience, I was like, because I'm a competitor at heart, and I if I do something, I want to be the best at it. And I was like, I am gonna pick a 1100 like lock picking lawyer, and I'm gonna beat him. And I sat there. I bought 50 1100s, and I would sit there until my hand cramped up, and I was like, "Oh, I can't do it like he does on the thing. He just goes click, 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 and it opens it every time, you know. And my my idiot brain was like, I'll never be that good, and then I was like, oh, you take the best of the video, and there are some 1100s. I have an 1100 when I use it on my videos. That's the one I go to, because you barely got to touch the thing to open it, when I'm explaining something. So yeah, that's a great. Oh boy, here we go.
oh well, no, I just you mentioned 1100s, and I have to admit that these are one of my favorite all-time locks to pick. I'll probably fail to pick this one because I'm trying to answer questions and do this at the same time. But carry on. We'll
Yeah,
see if we can get it while we chat.
yeah. So what is your favorite thing about lock sport?
Hmm. Do you know what? I mean, obviously, when you get a lock open, right?
Yeah,
Doesn't it feel great? It feels like a challenge, but I like the mindfulness of it, because it's quiet and it's thoughtful, and you have to concentrate on what you're doing, and yeah, it can be frustrating, right? How many times you spent literally hours on a lock, and that thing just won't open. You don't know why, and it's just like, you're tired as well, and you just want the thing to open. And sometimes with me, I've got the pressure of like, oh, I only have one day this week to record. I don't have any videos to send out, and this stupid lock won't open. And
yeah.
you know what I mean? And but when you just get into that flow state, and you're not overtired, you can just sort of enjoy your time with the lock, and it's all quiet, and you don't have a lot of room for sort of those intrusive thoughts, or that hard day at work that you just had. And it's I think that's what I enjoy about sort of lockpicking in general, is that sort of space it gives you in your life to enjoy doing something, but so which doesn't necessarily it's not oh, potential square. Yeah, it's hard to explain, but I think that's it. It's just that peaceful time it gives you. Not always peaceful. Sometimes very frustrating, as you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, arguably peaceful time that gives you just that space in your life where it is. Yeah, there's nothing quite like it, I'd say. And yeah, of course, picking that lock which has been giving you crazy amounts of stress for for ages, and you've got to learn it, and you're taking it apart like 100 times, and you finally get it. Oh, that feels great. But I think the general day-to-day lockpicking, it's just that mindfulness, that peace that it brings sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes.
Absolutely. I totally get it. Trust me, I've spent days picking. So what we'll do with this part here is we'll just I'll give you a chance here to give a final message, and this will be the end to the our normal interview here. And if you'd like to stay a little longer, we'll do the interview with a lock picker from the shadows and just chat a little bit more. So
Of
if
course.
there's anything you'd like to tell everybody out there as a final message, anything you got, and
I would just say again to everybody a big thank you. If you've ever watched my channel or interacted with me in any way, ever spoken to me, met me in person, sent me a lock, given me any advice, made a video that I've watched, not that you necessarily know that, but been part of a community that I've been part of, sport in general, just a massive thank you. Nobody is an island. We all stand on the shoulders of giants, and there are many, many giants in this community.
yeah,
And yeah, long live lock sport.
absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being on here with me and sharing your knowledge and being a part of the community and putting out these amazing videos and being a real pillar of the community, and just truly thank you from me, and I can speak for the vast majority of the community out there. Thank you, and we'll conclude that portion of the interview there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop recording and then I'll start recording again, so I know I don't have to go back through.